All right, let's talk today about how you can make customer service one of your competitive advantages. So, we know while we're doing our analysis of the market, we're not going to count on having the best customer service as a way to carve out business and as a way to find a place in the market. When you do your initial analysis, you're looking at companies that are overbooked, too many customers, they're not delivering quickly, their prices are too high, they're not very accessible. You're looking at things that can show and prove that you have a place in the market. This customer service advantage is going to be the cherry on top. This is going to be what's really going to help you deliver and help you set yourself apart. So, luckily for you and luckily for me, customer service is a weak point of almost every service-based business. So, we're talking about missed calls, we're talking about grumpy, overworked employees, we're talking about owners that are grumpy and overworked. We're talking about chain smoking, dirty, unkept technicians. We're talking about unreliability, overpromising, and just general disappointing customer service. Okay, so we know that just answering the phone puts you ahead of most of your competitors in this space. We've already talked about that. If you answer the phone, you're going to be ahead of most businesses. You're going to be able to carve out your piece of the pie. But you can take this a step further and you can make the call to your business the last call that a customer makes. You can blow them away so much on the phone with just a little bit of effort that they don't even consider another company. They're no longer shopping on price. They want you to offer the service and to deliver it. So how do you do it? Professional customer service that you take very seriously can blow people away. If you're good at talking to people, if you make people feel cared about, if you make people feel like you're in a good mood and you respect them, and you're really good at managing customer expectations, and I'm not talking about over-promising and under-delivering. I'm talking about being very realistic, delivering to them in a way that makes them trust you and believe in your professionalism, but also realize that it could not be perfect possibly. You're going to manage expectations, and if you can do this, and you're going to do it in a fun and upbeat manner, you'll crush it. Plain and simple. If you are a positive person and you are happy and you answer the phone with a smile, you're ahead of 95% of the businesses out there. So another thing that you can do is you can get quotes out extremely efficiently. If you're operating on high margins and each of your jobs is several $1,000s, try to change your systems around or at least consider changing your systems around so that you do the quotes in person. So that way you can show up, you can shake their hand, you can show them how put together you are, how serious you are, and how worth hiring you are over the guy down the street who's a little bit rude but charges half the price. Okay, you want to show them in person what kind of value you can really add. So that'll really make a big difference. And just think about your competitors. They're showing up with dirty clothes. They're showing up with possibly cut off sleeves. They're showing up and walking in people's house with mud on their shoes. They're chain smoking. They have an unkept beard. Okay, they're just generally looking unkept, a little rough around the edges. Do the opposite of this. Make sure that your employees are clean cut. Make sure your employees show up with a clean shirt and clean pants and their shirt is tucked into their pants. There's no extra effort there, but it adds a lot. And take it one step further, and when you're shopping for your uniforms that your customers or your employees are going to be wearing, spend the extra $3 or consider spending the extra $3 to buy a clean polo that actually has a collar. All right, that can make a big difference right there. I'm talking about no smoking when you're inside of a customer. That should be a company-wide policy. No facial hair unless it's really neatly trimmed and looks professional. And you are always smiling and you're always in a good mood. Some people are just grumpy. Some people complain. Some people gossip. Get them out of your business. You don't need them. You especially don't have them answering phones. I am so surprised that people take a restaurant, for example. We've all been there. We've had a waitress or a waiter that is grumpy, that's in a bad mood, that is just not very nice. Why would you do that? It's your main job to make people feel comfortable, to give them a good dining experience. Switch jobs if you cannot be fun to be around, positive, and just generally a positive person. So you need to hire people who have that mindset, and the bubbliest, nicest person that you know needs to be answering the phone when someone calls you. Okay, so there's some little things that you can do as well. Show up with a clean employee, show up with a clean cut person, show up with a smile. Send out your certificate of insurance with every single quote. That adds so much professionalism. It's a nice touch. Personalize your website and your media so that you're likable and that your professionalism shows through without giving a corporate vibe. Do the family business route. Show people that you care about your family. Have a picture of you with your family possibly on your website. There's nothing at all to lose. So all this sounds like a no-brainer, right? Well, it isn't. If you do this stuff, you will be head and shoulders above every competitor out there. If you do the little things and you understand how serious professional customer service can do this stuff, your sales will start pouring in. You'll be able to charge a higher price. You'll be able to generate much, much more income. So it's so easy to forget that doing business is very much an emotional decision. People are way more likely to buy something from somebody or hire someone when they get a good feeling from them and when they like them. Okay, I'm serious about this. Nobody takes it serious, but you can charge 20% more if you are more likable than your competitors. It's crazy. So don't be a robot, personalize your emails, and when someone calls you, spend that extra minute chatting with them and learning a little bit about them. Okay, some people won't be receptive to this. Some people just want to know what your cost is, how you can get in, how you can get out. Understandable. You can pick that up in 2 seconds on the phone, all right? But other people really, it makes a difference to them when you actually care about them, when you try to find out what their needs are, when you listen to them for an extra 20% more time. So if you show a genuine interest in your people and in your customers, you find out what really makes them tick. Ask questions about their family, and then when you show up to the house to do some service, remember the little kid's name, okay? I'm not talking about getting creepy. I'm not talking about stalking someone on Facebook. I'm just talking about doing the little kind things. The Southern hospitality. If you add that to business, you'll be way, way more likely to win. The last thing here is have a positive attitude all the time. Look at the glass half full. Just smile. It'll get you so far, all right? So a little bit of this goes back to the Stoicism and that the Stoics preach that every interaction you have a choice of how you're going to react. You have a choice of how you're going to let your emotions get involved. So there's some of the serious Stoics believe that there's no good or bad in this world. It's all about how you react. Your reaction is everything. So next time something happens that could make you angry, next time something happens that could make you grumpy, just take a second and stop and think. I'm not telling you to put those emotions out of your head, but recognize those emotions, realize how they're affecting you, and make the decision to have a positive attitude. So this stuff is super hard to do. It takes a lot of practice. You can't just be a good people person automatically. You really have to work at it. You have every day when you go home, analyze your day, analyze your interactions, and get better. Think about how you can keep your emotions out of your decisions even better. So the last thing on this customer service stuff is, you can't try to please everyone. Don't try to do a little bit of everything. Don't go out of your way and get outside of your wheelhouse and get outside of what you specialize in and try to make your service fit people who it's not designed for them. Okay, 20% of your customers will generate 80% of your revenue. We know that. We're going to focus on them. We're going to specialize further, and we're going to grow and push our wheelhouse. We're going to do what we're best at. But really good customer service can lead you astray. All right, there's people out there who make it their life mission to take advantage of companies. So don't let unreasonable and unlogical customers cause you stress. You don't need to jump through hoops and get out of your wheelhouse trying to please everyone. If you have a bad customer, and I'm talking about 20% of the customers also cause 80% of your stress, fire those customers. You don't need those customers to make money. Your service isn't for them. Politely decline their business. If you show up at somebody's house to do what you're best at and they say, can you also do this? Can you also do this? Can you also do that? So many business owners think, oh, I got to put the customer first. Customer service is everything. Yes, I'll try to do everything. No, that's wrong. Don't do it. Don't just be upfront with your customers. Don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to say no to opportunities. Don't be afraid to say no to sales. Okay, it takes a lot of courage and it's very uncomfortable to say no to business. But if you say no to business because it's not the business that you specialize in, you'll win. Your service will be easier to scale. Your customers will get a better product, a more consistent product. So on that same vein, you're going to be able to build a more scalable company if you focus. So consider taking this customer service off the plate of your field representatives. Okay, customer service is so important that you deliver it consistently that you don't want to have to train your field representatives to do that. The people who are out on the ground offering your service do not need to be trained on how to answer questions, everything about your business. Okay, so train them to direct the customer service back to your office or to you at first if you're a very small company. Train them to not answer customer service questions because sometimes they can get, you can get in trouble by that. They can make promises that you're not ready to deliver on. So keep your employees in the loop and let them know that they can't just go around making up answers to questions. Please direct the customer service to the people who specialize in the customer service. Okay, same with quoting jobs. You don't want your technicians going out providing prices for this and this and that. If it's a complicated system, they'll end up making promises that you can't keep. So basically, just have a positive attitude and your customer service will come. Treat people fairly. Treat people the way that you want to be treated. All right, so don't just point to the terms and conditions and argue over the little dollar here and there, okay? Don't let customers take advantage of you, but at the same time, treat them like you'll want to be treated, and you're way more likely to win. So thank you so much for listening. If you have a question, please email me, nick@sweatystartup.com. I'm always looking for more questions so that I can answer your questions. If you have a business idea or a business problem right now that you'd like to get my thoughts or my opinion on, please just give me a call, send me an email, nick@sweatystartup.com, and I'd be happy to give you my thoughts.